Hello, CWIEME community. Welcome to CWIEME Talks. I'm Alexandra, and I'm delighted to welcome Matthew Williams, founder and CEO at IONATE. Welcome, Matthew. It's a pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Let's start by talking about IONATE. You started in 2019, right before COVID. Could you share the journey behind founding the company? What inspired you to create IONATE?
So I'm an engineer by background, electrical and control systems, from Australia originally. So my career started doing upgrades of big energy users like mines and ports and power stations. And about 2013, as renewables started to come into the system, the energy transition, I started doing a lot of research and was working on these projects and realized that as we started to scale up to achieve net zero, we needed new innovation. The hardware and software we were using was just not going to be up for it. So after a long journey, we started IONATE in 2019 and have been developing our hardware and software for solving the challenges in the power system ever since.
IONATE have won several awards in the past years. Could you elaborate how IONATE's hybrid intelligent transformer contributes to modernizing power systems?
Yeah, so traditionally the way that we've gone about upgrading power systems, but specifically the distribution grids, is we have a very rigid passive electricity system, poles and wires and transformers, and we add band-aids on top. So lots and lots of add-on equipment that most of these technologies are decades old. They're quite expensive, they introduce failure modes, but to me, one of the biggest challenges is the complexity. So adding all of these things on top creates this Jenga tower, and the system will become very fragile, difficult to maintain and expensive, which is the exact opposite of what we want. So with our hardware, the Hybrid Intelligent Transformer, or HIT, what we've done is we've integrated all of the key capabilities you need in the power system in a single plug-and-play drop-in device. So we're able to go in, do the job of the transformer. So we're still a transformer, but we've added a brain. So what we can do is real-time monitoring of power, which is really important, but then also millisecond-level precision power flow control. And for us, that's independent phase voltage control, harmonic suppression, and reactive power control. So a single device that solves all of the challenges in the physics, like a Swiss Army knife, but we're more efficient, affordable, and reliable than the alternative technologies.
Yeah, that is fantastic. And digitalization is the key to unlocking the next phase of the energy transition. How do you see digital technologies shaping the future of energy systems?
Yeah, so at IONATE, we've always taken a full stack approach. So we have hardware and software as part of the solution. The reason that we've done both is that you need hardware to get the information, but also to be that point of control. Software alone couldn't solve the whole challenge. Our software sits over the top. We're able to get all of the information. We're able to see what's happening in the network, and we're able to optimize things in real time. So software is definitely key in the challenge of upgrading the entire system, but it's got to properly integrate with the physical system as well.
Yeah, because it's fascinating how your solutions bridge the gap between hardware and software. How do you view the role of allyship and partnership in driving innovation, especially in the energy sector?
It's absolutely key. I mean, it's such a big problem. There's not going to be one single silver bullet or technology. Everything is going to have to come together and operate as a single system. So our hardware is very interoperable. It works with our software, but of course it works with any other software. It's very easy to integrate. But our software similarly can accept information from any smart device in the network, and when there's other control points, can be working with them as well. So interoperability is going to be absolutely key.
Yeah, and speaking of collaboration, events like CWIEME are platforms where industry leaders and innovators come together. How important are these platforms for a company like IONATE?
They've been so valuable for us over the couple of years. I mean, you mentioned COVID. We started just as COVID was kicking off. Yeah. But since we've gone back to being in person, we've all got used to the Zoom conversations and things, and that's great. You can have meetings all over the world in one day. But coming together face-to-face is still the best way to talk to people, learn about what collaborators are doing, what customers are doing, and start to grow those relationships. And it's sometimes the best conversations come from the serendipitous moments at these events.
Yeah, definitely. And with IONATE pushing boundaries in power transformation, what does the future hold for the company? What are your next big goals?
Yeah, so it's a very exciting time for us. So we're 5 years old now. We've gone from an idea, a concept, through to now grid scale, independently tested devices. So the hardware and software is ready to go out into the field. We're starting to do field deployments. We're working closely with EDP in Portugal and Spain, devices going into the field, powering homes and businesses in the real world. We've got a massive pipeline, not just of utility customers, but C&I, things like data centers where energy efficiency and power quality is so key, and our technology solution can go in and solve these problems for them.
And what advice would you give to other innovators and entrepreneurs in the sector?
Yeah, great question. I mean, this may sound like a really simple answer, but we see a lot of great technologies coming out of universities that are pushing boundaries in what can be done. But we've really got to think about it as what's the problem we're trying to solve? What does the end user or the end customer want, and how are we going to give them benefit? Because that's what really pulls innovation into the market. So sometimes we need to think more about what the problem is rather than the technology to solve it.
Thank you, Matthew, for sharing your journey and insights with us today. It's clear IONATE is at the forefront of power transformation, and we are excited to see what's next for the company.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone, for watching us, and I'm looking forward to see you all at CWIEME Berlin from the 3rd to the 5th of June 2025.